Hi, my name is Law, and I would like to talk about the different religions or beliefs that I grew up in. My father is an atheist, and my mother is a born-again Christian. So I have a varied background. Um, from the ages of 0 to 5, I really didn't know what God is or who He is. Um, for all I knew, Father Sky and Mother Earth had a baby, and it was us. Um, let me fix my camera. There we go. Oh, look at my kitties. They're sleeping. Hello. On my cell phone. So anyways, when I was 5, I moved to Hawaii, or Hawaii. Depends where you are. Correct pronunciation is Hawaii. And what I remember is not necessarily getting off the airport, but sorry, it's bothering me. But I do remember getting out of the car, walking towards the patio. My grandfather owns a ranch. It's 300 acres. It's a cattle ranch. There's horses, chickens, whatever animal has been there at any given time. So anyways, we're at the dinner table, and my grandfather, he's like, okay, let's all, hold hands and bow our heads and pray. And I held hands, but I didn't bow my head or close my eyes. I wasn't really sure exactly what was going on. So I'm not bowing my head or closing my eyes. And my cousin, she's actually my aunt who's a year younger than me, she peeked and she saw that I wasn't praying. So later on, she called me out. She wasn't closing her eyes. So yeah, that was my first experience with prayer. And in Hawaii, I went to a public school, which I don't know if I'll get into that in future videos, but at the school, oh, somebody's awake. At the public school, you would learn, like regular, like English, math, shapes, things like that. National anthem, pledge allegiance, or pledge of allegiance. But also you would have, during the day, there would be a Japanese teacher that would come in and teach you how to spell your name in Japanese or write your name in Japanese, how to count to 10, basic phrases, and this was in the first grade. And then there was also a kumu that came in, a Hawaiian teacher, and she taught, Hawaiian mythology, or basically in Hawaii, the Hawaiian mythology isn't a myth. Like, all the children believe it, all the adults either believe it, or if they don't, they still respect it. Like, if I was 6 years old and I was with my cousin and we were outside at night and we heard drums, we would fucking run. We would be like, oh my god, we're gonna die, the night marchers are gonna get us. But anyways, yeah, so being 6 years old, I learned, or I was taught to have respect for the Aina, respect for the lands, respect for the gods and goddesses, the different superstitions that they have in Hawaii, people definitely believe. And I honestly believe it too. When I was 13, I wanted to take some sand and bring it with me to the mainland. And I told my auntie, and my auntie's like, listen, you better say a prayer and thank Pele before you take the sand. Not that the sand was a lava rock, but there might have been some pieces of lava rock in the sand. So I say a prayer to Pele, and then I kind of feel bad because at that point in my life, my mom was a devout, born-again Christian, so I said a prayer to God as well. And long story short, I lost one of my luggage suitcases that had all my Game Boy games, my Bible, my favorite shoes, basically everything that I loved was in that bag. And yeah, so that sucked. I had like nasty, like non-filtered, decayed freaking seawater. Just, I don't even know. It was probably had diseases in it. But anyways, growing up in Hawaii, we did have respect for the gods and goddesses and for the land, but also on Sundays we went to church, and it was a non-denominational church. So we learned about Jesus and the Bible, but it wasn't really like, there wasn't any traditions like getting, I don't know, maybe they had the Eucharist, I don't exactly remember, but there wasn't confession or anything like that. And then when I was 9 or 10, I think it was 9, we moved back to the mainland, and religion really wasn't really, I don't know, it wasn't around. Like, I went to public school, I saw my dad. I don't really think we went to church. It wasn't until I was in the 5th grade that we started to go to Catholic school because my mom had this idea. Like, oh, the public schools here suck, so why don't I bring you to private school? And the private school, there's, it's Catholic, so even though we baptize you Catholic and you know nothing about your religion, you are gonna go through CCD at 10 years old with a whole bunch of 6-year-olds and do the Eucharist and do confession, and so you could blend in with the other kids that have done catechism with the rite of passages at the time that they're supposed to do them. So yeah, I went to Catholic school, and I, did those 2 sacraments, and it was hard, the school itself, because it was, what the teachers taught was really advanced compared to public school. But yeah, I was starting to fit in, and then 6th grade comes along, and my mom decides that she doesn't like the Catholic Church because she got excommunicated for marrying a Protestant. So now my mom is a born-again Christian, and she goes to a born-again church, and now she doesn't want me to have communion at the Catholic church. She doesn't want me to do confession. She doesn't want me to do mass there. None of that. So now it gets intense because my mom's cousin, or second cousin through marriage, was the principal. And to be Catholic and then decide not to be Catholic is a really bad example towards the other students. So I don't know if I'll get into that in another video. I don't want to make this video like 15 minutes long. It's looking like it though. But yeah, so anyways, Mom's born again, wants me to be born again. I no longer am Catholic or practice catechism. Now I'm in high school, and, oh no, wait, let me backtrack. When I was in the 5th grade, we had Thanksgiving at my great aunt's house, and I had a cousin, my mom's cousin. He was gay, and at 10 years old, I had no idea what gay was. Okay? And all I knew from the conversation on the ride to my aunt's house was that they couldn't believe that he was gay and something like that. And then I asked, why is gay bad? And my mom's husband was like, oh, what, you think it's good to be gay? Da, 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 da. So I just kept quiet. So now I'm in high school. I make a lot of friends. The friends that I make so happen to be gay. Now, my mom's born again. She is not okay with being gay, and even though she has friends that are gay or friends that are transgender, but you can love the sinner as long as you hate the sin, which I never understood that. So yeah, being around my friends, I had friends that were Buddhist, friends that were Wiccan, friends that were Jewish, so I, wanted to explore those religions. I had a book on Wicca my mom found and freaked out like I was doing seances or something. I had friends that were Buddhists. I never really got into that. I can't really say much for Buddhism. I have nothing against it. I just don't know much about it. Yeah, so I've had a huge range, I almost looked at my hands, a huge range of different backgrounds or religious backgrounds, and I can honestly say I don't really care what somebody believes. Like, if they want to worship the invisible squirrel unicorns that are in their tree and pray affirmations to them every day, as long as you're not hurting anybody or ruining your life, I don't think it's wrong. Whatever. Believe what you want to believe. I personally do not want to spend my whole life thinking, is this the right religion? Am I supposed to do this? Is this wrong? Is this not wrong? Like, I don't really know. Am I going to go to hell? I just rather live my life, respect others, try to be the best that I can be every day, and enjoy life, because life is really short, and to be hung up on this person believes this and this person is that way, I personally don't feel that that's necessary, and I feel that it's damaging